1, 2, 3, 4. What's happening? Why are you so quiet? That's what's happening. That's what's happening.
All right, folks.
From the top. What's more with feeling? 1, 2, 3, 4. Morning, bitches.
Hello. We worked it out. Good morning, everyone. It is Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
I know it has been quite a week, but I hope everybody's holding up okay. I hope everyone is grinding their teeth slightly less, and just trying to stay focused and taking care of yourselves.
Yeah, I mean, it's looking okay.
Yeah,
I'm not worried yet.
No one, but nothing is, it's not over till it's over. And
No.
I think we've all learned our lesson from 2016, that jumping to conclusions doesn't serve anyone.
Yeah, I mean,
You know.
what's fun about being 100% upstate bitches now is that our county and every county around us went for Trump.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
But you know what? More people here are registering to vote that weren't here before. That, I am sort of a part of that. I changed my voter registration to be able to vote up here, where, maybe in the next few elections, if we kind of keep pushing, we can flip some things. So I think it's possible. And I think there was a somewhat of a closer margin. I mean, in our town specifically, what are there like, I think there were 60 new people registered to vote.
Yeah.
Which is a lot for a small town. So, starts at the local level is something I also learned from my years in community journalism. But
I mean, that was like a real concerted effort.
Yeah.
By Deborah, the local historian.
Deb Conway.
And Amber Tamblyn, the local celebrity.
Yeah. They're doing good work.
They got it done.
So we're all hanging in there, but we are back for another discussion of our film of the week. Of the last 2.5 to 3 weeks, really. Yeah. Pink Flamingos. So, we talked a bit on Tuesday about sort of our thoughts about the movie and where it falls in the canon of occult movies. This is the movie that I think, other than Hairspray, John Waters is probably most known for.
Yeah, but people have seen Hairspray. I feel like he's known for this movie, but less people have seen it.
I guess so, yeah.
Because Hairspray was a legitimate hit.
Mm-hmm. And it was also part of like a different era of John Waters movies. Like as we said on the last show, we watched the movie with commentary by John Waters, which is delightful. But he was sort of saying he groups, I think it's Multiple Maniacs, Pink Flamingos, and Female Trouble as what he calls the trash trilogy. That's what it was.
Yeah.
And then, I think there were some other films in between there, but after that it was like Polyester, Crybaby,
no,
Hairspray. Well, I'm just saying thematically,
okay.
Hairspray and
Pecker.
Much later.
Okay.
That's much later. But like those 3 films, and to an extent Serial Mom as well, have a very different look, but the same sort of sensibility of like over the top kind of like campiness, but like with a winking campiness, but everything is more in that like very glossy, like
he got
produced
real cameras.
But like it didn't lose the irreverence.
No.
Just because it had like a shinier look. If anything, it like leaned more into it because I think that contrast of like the super slick production value with the like still with the kind of guerrilla filmmaking mentality is definitely still there, and like not being afraid to go all in on something. And I think that's what I appreciate about John Waters is that like there are very few restraints and the ones that are there, he uses to his advantage. Like, one of the things I really loved about Pink Flamingos was, like, even though, like, they're clearly just figuring shit out as they're putting this together, but there are some scenes where, like, the scene where he's filming Divine walking down the street in Baltimore, but, like, they're just in a car driving really slowly, like panning down the street as she's walking, and, like, catching people's reactions to her, which was all totally real.
Yeah.
Like, those weren't extras. Those are just people in Baltimore being like, the fuck is this? But, like, that shot is so good and it's so cool.
I wonder if that is part of why. I assume that music licensing was part of why it's not available anymore. But I wonder if it's stuff like
also,
that.
Yeah, extras. There were, like,
They
no
didn't get
model
any
releases or
releases,
anything.
Yeah.
Very, very likely. Because it's not like it was a documentary or anything.
Right.
But in some sense, it kind of is. Like, it's real people in Baltimore, but, like, John Waters is creating this world inside of that. You know, and he was saying a lot of times when they filmed anything outside that wasn't in that trailer or in John Waters' house, like, they would just pull up their car on the street corner and take get footage and until somebody stopped them, and then they would just drive away. You know, but using those kind of, like, that, the hurriedness of the production, like, really adds that sense of, like, very off kilter, like, skittish, messy, like, all of those things that make the film kind of charming now, were not really intentional, but I think John Waters and the people that helped make that movie, like, really also leaned into that and used it to their advantage to, like, make the movie what it is. So, you know, I appreciate that. I'm a big believer in using your limitations to your advantage, you know, and using it to push you to be more creative. And I think in a lot of ways that's what they did. Like, they had a budget of what, like $12,000 for
something like that, yeah.
which was a lot of money for them.
A lot of money for them. But they also just apparently had to, like, whenever they got some money, they shot some more. So it wasn't like, okay, we've got 2 weeks and $12,000. Let's go for it. It was like, cool, I got another $800.
Let's do what we can.
Let's do what we can, yeah.
But, like, they used it for, I mean, essentially to, like, maybe pay some of their friends and kind of on equipment, but they also borrowed a ton of equipment from people that they knew. They didn't feed anybody. They were like, we never had any food. It was the middle of winter, and we were, like, in this trailer. I mean, maybe.
They probably paid the guy whose land the trailer was on.
Yeah, I think they had to buy the trailer.
Right.
Which they then blew up at the end of the movie. You know, they, like, probably needed to put gas in the car or something, but they were also saying, like, they would, if they ever needed to get anywhere, they would take a cab and then just run away and, like, not pay the driver. Like, they were totally broke.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know that they spent a ton of money on costumes.
No.
I think people were mostly just dressed how they looked. Yeah, so.
Also, side note, I'm currently reading Kathy Valentine from the Go-Go's autobiography, which is great, and discovered that Gina Shock, the drummer from the Go-Go's, prior to moving to LA and joining the Go-Go's, was from Baltimore, and she played in a band called, I think, Edith and the Eggs?
Right.
Oh, Edith and the Eggman? I don't know. That was literally Edith Macy, the egg lady.
Yeah.
And the backing band. Apparently that existed.
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, and she was just, like, a bartender in Baltimore. Who John Waters was just like, you're incredible. I need you to be in my movies. And was in the next, like, 2 or 3 of his films.
Was totally game for the horror show that was the filming of this.
Right. Yeah. Which, like, yeah, I mean, and listening to the commentary too, he was kind of talking about the different reactions that people had to the movie, and, like, people thinking that the, like, little love story between Edie and the Eggman was, like, really gross, because, like, I thought it was actually really sweet.
Yeah, it was really
I thought it was really sweet too. But, you know, and I think that that is where we drew a lot of our inspiration for writing our song. Was it, the reactions, the reactionary quality that these movies have, and the different kinds of reactions that it prompted from different audiences. There's like the reaction from, straight society who was outraged and thought it was not worth filming, that it wasn't a real movie, it didn't really deserve recognition or criticism, or any kind of validation. But there were also the people who were involved in the movie and thought and knew that they were doing something that hadn't really been done before, and that they were kind of just saying fuck off in this really revolutionary way to the all conventions and film standards. And there's their reaction to the hippie counterculture and rejecting its kind of lackadaisical approach to everything's gonna be cool. And they're it's not cool, everything is trash, here you go.
Yeah.
And that was kind of where we pulled a lot of our inspiration for the song, because it very much is, I think, a movie that is in constant conflict with everything else. There's the conflict in the movie of the people who want to be the trashiest, and there's the conflict outside the movie of the people who made it versus the people who saw it and didn't understand it, and there's a lot of levels of opposing opinions, and that's, I think, that's important. There's a dialogue there, there's a conversation there that's still going, we're still having it now.
I mean, it's just interesting that some of the other movies that we've watched, because what year was Harold and Maude? It must have been a similar time.
Yeah.
Oh, that's...
Yeah, I'm gonna go check that out.
Just go see what that was. That sounded loud.
Just working my way
There's
out.
a lot of stuff in this one. So we are... there's obviously Frankie the cat is wandering loose, and that's probably the source of whatever that was. But also, we're having our kitchen fixed up. So there are some socially distanced contractors here also. I don't think they're blowing anything up though, which is kind of what that sound sounded like. So that's cool. So I guess what I was going to say is just that I think there's a similar sensibility running through Harold and Maude in their kind of perverse outlook on life and death and love in that movie. And I think that was also seen as very strange. Or was it?
That's fine. Our cat, little Mr. Chunky Man, just knocked over the radiator cover in the bedroom.
Oh, okay. I don't care about the radiator cover.
Yeah.
He's just out there doing his best.
He's
a large cat.
Large and in charge.
Sometimes he's not super coordinated.
No, I mean,
people
who
think
is super coordinated all of the time.
people think that cats are,
Super
very
graceful.
agile and graceful. He's not.
Not the
He's
case.
just gonna do that and move it away from that cord. That's the cable that made that noise.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just saying that I think there's a similar sensibility running through Harold and Maude.
Yeah.
It's obviously
it's a different tone.
higher budget and
Yeah.
a more accomplished filmmaker, but that sort of deliberately perverse outlook on life and love, and that similarly outraged audiences who hadn't seen it, because of the love story.
Right.
I mean, I think Pink Flamingos outraged people that hadn't seen it and people that had seen it.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we
That's all I've got to say. We have a song now. So yeah, we're about to play our brand new Pink Flamingo song. And next week, Tuesday, we will be talking about the movie Freaks, also known as Todd Browning's Freaks.
Yeah.
From 1932. Which is available on multiple weird free
strange free
channels.
streaming platforms that what was one Dad's favorite movie?
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyways, everyone, hope you enjoy our song. Take care of yourselves.
Hopefully by Tuesday we'll know who the next president is.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Yep. Also, don't forget, if you need to send out your holiday cards, we have some.
Yeah, they're on basicbitchesband.com. They're also on our Bandcamp now as well.
Mm-hmm. And a portion of the proceeds will go to whyhunger.org.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see if I remember how to do this.
I think I didn't have this one. I'm gonna put it on there because I was playing the other guitar.
You were.
Okay, so this is gonna sound a little bit different, but I can't be bothered to change. This is Pink Flamingos. Ready?
Like society that don't make shit to me. I got only but shame, 'cause all I crave is fame. Look at what top to top, make them think about it. Look at what top to top, make them think about it. That's obscene, yeah, it's a brand new scene. That's insane, yeah, it's all a game. That's too much, but we can get enough. That's bizarre, no, it's a work of art. Look at what top to top, make them think about it. Look at what top to top, make them think about it. My eyes are never cries. I'm gonna take it all. Step aside when you see me coming. On the one at the top, make them think about it. On the one at the top, make them think about it. That's obscene, yeah, it's a brand new scene. That's insane, yeah, it's all a game. That's too much, but we can get enough. That's bizarre, no, it's a work of art. That's obscene, it's a brand new scene. That's insane, yeah, it's all a game. That's too much, but we can get enough. That's bizarre, no, it's a work of art. On the walk at the top, make them think about it. On the walk at the top, make them think about it. Nice.
There it is.
All right, everybody. Take a deep breath. We'll get through the next few days. We'll see you on the other side.
See you Tuesday.
No, it won't let me. I can't do the.
What?
Yeah, just it's cool.
Just play it.